welcome, viewing several to HUWLATS behind the scenes. So I just wanted to give a couple of updates. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to show this. This has gone back together okay. I'll just move that so you can see better. It works. Now I haven't got the belts on yet. So change direction. So it's all right, but using those O-rings, and they were, the biggest one I had was 22mm, and I roughed them up so they would grip. Now the thing is that the tension between there and it's just too tight, and the motor was like turning under its own. It was just turning and not, like it was doing this, and it just couldn't, and despite lubrication etc, it couldn't turn these things under that amount of tension. So I've got a lot of different options. So I bought one of these things, elastic band ball, but the bands are too long. I'm going to have to cut them up, and we'll try gluing them. I've got some drive bands on the way, which I think are about 25mm, which I think would be just about right for this, but they might just be a bit too thin. So we're going to see what we can do, and then tonight I found this. Well, I had a bag of these bloody things, but I couldn't find them. And this was on a bunch of tarragon that I've just used. That I've just put a chicken thighs with some tarragon in the oven. I'll add the cream later. But annoyingly, I had a bag of these, so I might try that on one side, see if that works. But I'm still looking for options, and I'm pretty sure we can get something to run, because it's a nice loco this, and it does run in both directions. I think the thing is, it just needs the right amount of friction and tension on the bands. So I've got this glue, which is a super glue. It's got a brush applicator. So what I'm going to try next, tomorrow, before the what they're called, the CD drive belt bands arrive, I'm going to try chopping up these and seeing if I can. I don't know if they're rubber. I don't know if the material is amenable to super glue. It might not stick. It might stick, but then break immediately. Or it might dissolve and weld the things together, which is what would be good. I don't know whether you could use a soldering iron to kind of melt them together, singe them. So I've got a few options. So I don't know whether any of that's going to work. But I also nowhere sells these anymore. But I did manage to get some of these cheapo big batteries. D-type cells, so that means I can try out the original battery box set in the set, which it takes 3 of those. So I'm aware that makes only 5.4 volts, and I have been testing this using a gauge master, but I've not put it above 50% or whatever. So I think I found in the past these things are generally 6-volt motors, and you can get away with using a modern controller, providing you don't, give it too much juice, or if it stops. The main thing is if it stops, and you need to not have too much current going through it, because the back EMF, which is why a lot of earlier, if you remember the first series of Robot Wars, most of the robots in that would go forward, crash into the other robot, and then just would be dead, because they would immediately burn out their motors with back EMF. And so that is the last time I did that, I was about 4 or 5 years old. With the Scale Electric car, which is one of those Cooper ones with the turny front wheels, and I remember I was playing with it, my mum's uncle, and I was going around the track and it hit something, and then a little flame came out, you know, in front of the driver's face, because they had that little hole, didn't they, in front of the driver's face. So yeah, it's a tough lesson to learn, and it does generate a lot of back EMF current, which can burn your motor right out. Anyway, so this one, I'm putting this away now, and what we're going to do next is we'll unbox. I've got a mainline set that I've just arrived today, and I've got some mainline stuff, but I've never had a mainline set, so we'll have a look at that next. Right, here we go then. I've just ripped off the old address label, so let's just get into this. I mean, I don't normally do unboxings, so they are kind of fun though, aren't they? But it's very difficult to film them well when you're an idiot like me, anyway. So, quite nice packaging, that. So anyway, these mainline sets, I've got a couple of mainline locos, and this one you can see it's already falling out the box. So this one is the 060. Now I've had a lot of trouble with these because they're generally they're very, very well known for their propensity to break their wheel bearings, and you can buy them. I've got one of these and I've already fixed it. It's identical to this. I can't see any signs of that because the quartering looks okay. Sometimes when you buy these, the quartering's all over the place because the wheel bearings in the middle just split, and they're all over the place. So you can buy from somewhere like Peter's Spares, is a really good reliable spares source. You can buy replacements. I also believe what you can do is you can, if you're very careful with the super glue, and my one's got a brush on it now, so maybe you can get away with that. So we'll see I'm not going to make any assumptions about this. We're just looking at it as we unbox it. So this has kind of fallen out in transit. There's a lot of stuff I need to rearrange. So we'll see. I mean, like I say, I've already repaired one of these, but we might be lucky with this one. You don't know. So it does come with the controller, but it's a battery one. Probably won't use that. We'll just have a very, very quick look inside to see what there is. And like I say, normally there's all sorts of bits and bobs that are not part of the set. When I present these in the proper series episodes, I will have already tidied up stuff. I will have probably cleaned the track. Now this one looks like it's third radius track set point, so I need to make a decision whether I review it with this track somewhere else, like in the living room floor, or whether I a lot of the time when the track is very poor, what I'll do is I'll just use Modern Hornby track or another set of track. Look, there's a Pico track rubber there. That's interesting, isn't it? They've got that, so I can use that to clean the track. Bonus. So yeah, so I don't normally show them when they're in this as they arrive. They're normally in a lot of the sets I get are in a right mess, you know, and what I'll do is I normally tidy them up first, but yeah, why not? Because it's fun. I'm having a beer now, and we can. So that's a different piece of track. I don't even know what that is. That's flexi. That's a piece of flexi track. I suspect these are the pieces that came with the set. So let's have a look. It should say that's Pico. I mean, it should say Palitoy mainline on it. That's Pico as well. Maybe they use Pico track. I don't know. I don't really know very much about this. I know that Palitoy were the ones that did mainline, and they kind of different companies. I think Hornby eventually owned them, but yeah, the wagons look all right. Anyway, so let's I'm just gonna, where did I put that loco? There it is. So I'm gonna put it back in the box, and we've just shifted things around. I think, yeah, that's handy, isn't it? That's really handy. Now I've got two types of Pico track rubber. The first one I had was, it just wore out instantly, and I've just bought another one which I thought was the same, and it seems to be much more effective and much harder, and doesn't seem to just fall to bits, and so this one looks like one of those. So there might be two types of those that I didn't know about until now. So so it looks like you've got a coal bunker here that is a coal bunker based buffer stop, and you've got a number of wagons, and it looks all right. It looks all right. So it's in reasonable condition. So I think I probably, yeah, that's a battery controller. Now I don't normally use those, but that Marx set that I was talking about in the start of the episode, I am going to try and run that on the battery. So there we go. Let's have a better look at it. Yeah, so that doesn't look too bad. In terms of the box, the lid has got a very, that's the plastic's not missing, it's just in poor condition. These are all things I can sort out. I didn't pay very much for it. I buy all the cheap ones because I like the cheap ones. Right, so that one's coming up. What was the other thing? There's one more thing I was going to cover in this, and that is, yes, so I've bought, but I haven't received yet, a 1980s Toys R Us electric train set. I think it's battery again, but it's got proper metal track, and it's a USA one. It looks like it could be made by Bachmann. I don't really know. It looks very similar, so when I get it, we'll be able to compare the caboose to see if it's the same tooling as the Bachmann. And I paid 16 quid for it, so I'm very happy with that. It looks complete. So yeah, we'll see. That's another one that's coming up. So we've got quite a few sets still to do. We've got the R, what is it called? The R1X passenger set with the Princess Elizabeth triangle. We've got a few of the sets with the much bigger radius that I'm going to have to do. I was hoping to do this week while I'm not at work, but I haven't got round to it. Don't know what this is. This looks like an Airfix or some other plastic Hong Kong army vehicle thing. So always funny to get a bit of a bonus. But there you go. So that's that one. And I don't know what's going to be the actual real episode. If I can get the rubber bands that will fit that Marx set, that's going to be the next one. If not, it's going to be the R1X good set with the Princess Elizabeth, but it is going to need a bit of work to make sure it runs. And then I've got, 4 or 5 sets that need a bigger radius, and I will get round to those, but it's just a case of when, really. So it could be outside, it could be in the living room floor. I've done a couple in there before, so I've done modern Hornby sets with the 3rd radius in there. So it's but it's just a case of taking everything in there and getting it all set up. So yeah, we're going to do that. So there's at least, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 7 or 8 more sets to come, even if I don't buy any more. So there we go.